So I've got to ask you this. Have any of you, or indeed all of you, been on one of these no-holds-barred holidays with your mates?
I haven't.
Come on, fess off.
No, I've never
Come
actually.
on.
I've never actually been on a lad's holiday like that. I think the only time I've been out of the country like twice on holiday with my parents, and then every other time I've left the country, it's been for work. So fortunately, I hadn't had a chance to experience that, which I'm kind of glad of.
Sam's being awfully quiet.
No, I'm actually quite glad I've not been on one as well, to be fair. I've been on little holidays with my friends, but not a nice sunny like Ibiza holiday or like that. No.
Is it something you'd want to do, or has the film completely put you off the idea?
I think Malia for 7 weeks. I think we've done our.
I think that's it. We've had that
done our
holiday, haven't we, now?
Yeah, yeah.
You've kind of seen it all.
Yeah.
It's a film that very much depends on the sort of group dynamics. You've got a group of girls, you've got a group of boys as well. Laura, I wondered how you went about building that relationship with the other girls as well. I mean, did you have any time to do it?
Yeah, like offset, there were a lot of time because we're obviously all in the same hotel together. I think we all just clicked straight away, didn't we? We just like, it were more than friends, it was like family as well, which were really nice. Yeah.
And what about you guys? I mean, did you sort of hang out together? Or?
Yeah, we had 2 weeks of rehearsal, didn't we?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I
that's
think
a luxury.
The rehearsal process was a massive part in, getting us all together and grounding our characters, and just being able to spend so much time in a room with a group of people where you can get a rapport with them, where you can trust one another. Yeah. So then when we went to Malia, we was all we all had each other's backs. If anybody needed to talk to one another, everyone was always open. And yeah, I think the rehearsal process played a big part in cementing the chemistry between the group, definitely.
So there are times, obviously, when the two groups come together. And watching the film, there were times when I felt that the scenes were actually improvised or very close to being improvised, and that really some of them just couldn't be scripted anyway. Am I right? Was there improvisation? Yeah,
there was quite a bit of improvisation. I think that's where Molly's done really well with this job. I think throughout rehearsal, she gave us a lot of freedom with our characters and the storyline and stuff like that. So once we got to Malia, we already kind of had blueprints in our head on how we were going to carry the scene. So going on to set, we was all so well prepared. We had a chance to, improvise and make it as more authentic than the writing already was.
So what would you say is your most memorable scene from the film?
My most memorable scene? Probably running into the... I've got a scene where I have to run into the water, the sea. And I ended up getting a sea urchin stuck in my hand.
Oh, that was mad.
Like when you run and like your legs catch up and you fall, so I've fallen and I've just landed straight on a sea urchin.
I won't ask what you said. Oh God!
But yeah, that were a nightmare trying to get that out my hand. That was pretty memorable.
That's horrible. Why did each of you want to play your respective roles, Laura?
I think for me, I kind of just had to be myself. Like obviously, like through my TikTok and stuff, I just like be myself, and that's how I built the character of Paige.
Okay, and Sam, what about your character?
I think there were a lot of things that sort of deterred me from wanting to do it originally, but I think after sitting down myself and realising it'd be a good challenge and important stories to tell like this, you know what I mean, is what cinema we want to be making. So that sold me really. I think.
And Shaun, of course, you're playing Badger, who's kind of like Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah.
But he doesn't wholly fit with his friends either, because they're always taking the proverbial out of him, really. I wondered how interesting and how much of a challenge it was for you to play the nice guy, because everybody says, oh, I'd rather play the villain. Yeah,
well, I think, it was definitely a challenge, but I think with it being, like Sam says, such an important story, you carry such a weight of responsibility, and I took this part very, very serious, and I feel like it could have been quite easy to make Badger into somewhat of a caricature. So to give the element of the empathy and to have all them different diverse sides to him, on top of him being the fun party goer, party boy that everybody typically sees on screen, I think to have that little bit of difference and the empathy and the caring side of him, it just added that little bit more flavour to his character, and I think. The relationship with him and Tara needed something more than just the party boy. So that's why me and Molly kind of worked with the fact that Badger had a younger sister at home. So all the situations that they got into. He kind of envisioned his sister in them moments, which then helped Badger want to then go on to protect Tara rather than, you know, try and chat her up or any of them sorts of things.
You didn't sort of fancy having Sam's role? I mean, maybe swapping parts?
That's a massive challenge. As an actor, I'm more than happy to take on any challenge, but yeah, I thought Sam was so professional throughout this, and the way he's tackled the character and how brave he's been throughout the shoot as well is very, very admirable.
And Sam, finally, you've been having quite a couple of years, what with Star of Tomorrow and
Thank you
Somewhere
very
Boy and
much,
all the
yeah.
rest of it. So you must be kind of pinching yourself. But I was reading the other day that you always have songs in your head. Now, I'm not going to ask you what you've got in your head now, but I just wondered if perhaps doing a film like this was a bit of a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, definitely a no-brainer. Where did you read that? You're going to have to give that source up.
An interview that you did. I honestly can't remember, but it was definitely an interview you did.
Yeah, I always got songs in my head. Yeah, knowing that I was going to go out into Malia and, you know, experience that whole, like, well, just getting to indulge in the strip and stuff like that. We were looking forward to that coming out there, weren't we? But didn't really get to do much of it, did I?
Yeah, but he then, this sounds like a weird thing with you. Well, I kind of would have known that Sam would have these songs in his head because we was out in Malia for 8 weeks and I came back to my hotel one day and he sat there, he'd been out and bought a guitar. Coming and sounds like, ding, ding, I'm like, mate, we've got 8 weeks here, how are you going to get that back on? You've only got 22 kg worth of luggage, what are you going to do?
Freda, the man who used to, whose restaurant we used to use, he ended up sending me back my guitar like 7 weeks after.
Such a good moment.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And like I say,
Thank you.
congratulations again on the film. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much.